everyone, thanks for watching. Let's talk about money. My name is Echo from Simplified Home Loans. The inspiration of today's talk is come from the recent ASIC campaign, Women Talk About Money. This topic is so close to me because I've been in the finance industry for over 10 years. I've seen a lot of happy stories when we understand money and know how to invest properly, and I've seen a lot of struggles when we didn't understand money properly and didn't have a balanced and healthy relationship with money. That's why when I come across this campaign, I feel like so excited. I feel like, yes, finally, let's talk about it. Let's learn and teach each other from our own experience. Before I start though, I wanted to really thank you, Long Dolphin, the major sponsor for this. They are the one that encouraged me and put this talk together. So let's welcome today's special guest, Aly. Aly is the principal lawyer from Bayside Lawyer Group. She owns and runs her own law practice. Thank you, Aly. Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, well, thanks, Echo. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you. I understand money is something that really close to your heart as well. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a commercial solicitor. I actually cut my teeth when I started my career in banking and finance law. And I come from 3 generations of bankers. So money and finance is something that's always been something that I've dealt with professionally and have had lots of family and relatives deal with personally.
Cool. I understand you started your career when you're working for somebody else. Now you own around your own business. So is that one thing that you change in terms of the relationship between yourself and money?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Obviously being an employed solicitor is very different to being self-employed and running your own business. I think one of my biggest money and finance learnings, especially being self-employed, has been around being able to value my services properly and being confident in doing that.
Oh, cool. All right. And also I'm sure that either yourself or the clients you help, you've seen a lot of life experience. What's the best or worst financial decision you come across, either yourself or from the clients you helped?
Yeah, look, I think that both the best and worst financial decisions stem from the same thing, and it's education and information. So I really feel, and I've seen it both professionally and personally, that poor financial decisions come from lack of information and usually lack of education, and good ones come from where people obtain proper advice and really understand what it is that they're investing in and what they're doing. So my best recommendation is get advice and ask questions, because there are no silly questions. The only silly questions are the ones that are never asked.
Perfect. I actually come today with a question though. I've seen and helped a lot of clients when they're getting finance through from the banks. A lot of first-time buyers actually come into the market these days, which is good thing. One thing though, they're often short of deposit, the 20% of the property value that the banks are looking for. So often their families or their parents step in and help them out. So have you seen this kind of trend in your line of work?
Yeah, with housing affordability where it is, first home buyers, from what I've seen, are often seeking to top up deposits with funds that have been obtained from parents or relatives. And one of the things that's often considered, or not considered properly, is whether or not those funds are being provided by way of a gift or a loan. So that's one of the biggest things that I see coming across my desk in that space at the moment.
So what do you mean? Why is it important to have it documented properly?
Yeah, well, I guess the first thing to consider is what's the difference between a loan and a gift. A gift is, as it suggests, it's a gift, it's a one-off payment, it doesn't need to be repaid. A loan, however, there is an expectation that it will be repaid, often with interest or other terms and conditions attached. And in order for that to occur, it's best that it be documented, just so there's no argument as to what the arrangement was.
So have you seen some live cases? What's the potential consequence if you haven't have that document properly?
Yeah, look, there's a couple of consequences. The first is obviously if there's a disagreement as to whether it's a loan or a gift. So someone obtains some funds and there's an argument over whether it was considered to be a gift or not. Even if it's not documented, sometimes the circumstances of the arrangement can suggest a loan rather than a gift, such as the communications that were around at the time the money was advanced, or whether there's been some interest paid or things like that. So that's one of the biggest things. Obviously, if there's a dispute, it can be litigated. Litigation and court action can be very expensive and time consuming, and obviously if we're dealing with family relationships,
Siblings and
it can cause all sorts of family breakdowns. Now the other thing to consider as well is the differences that can occur in the event of an estate situation. So when loaning or gifting money, it's important to consider the repercussions of that on the giver's estate. Especially if there's other siblings or children involved, it may be important that that gift or loan be equalised once the giver passes away. So it's important to consider that type of arrangement in any estate plan. So to be obtaining specialised estate planning advice at the same time. And the third thing that often comes up is if parents are gifting money to a child and a child's spouse, often there can be considerations around asset protection. While they might be happy to give their money to their children, they may not be happy to give it to their child's spouse.
That's a good point.
Yeah, especially in the case of a relationship breakdown. So in those types of circumstances, it's important to obtain some financial advice because there are some things that can be put in place to provide an extra layer of asset protection in those types of circumstances.
Oh, good. Okay, that gave us a lot to think about. Thanks so much for coming today, Aly.
Not a problem.
If we wanted to reach out to you to get those issues properly documented, how can we reach out?
Yeah, sure. So best way to contact me is through my website at www.baysidelawgroup.com.au or directly via email to Aly, A-L-Y, at baysidelawgroup.com.au.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, okay.
Thank you. Thanks for watching today. Hope that you got a lot out of today's session. Very keen to hear your feedback and also very interested to know what other topic you might want to listen to the next talk together. You can either PM me at my linking or my Facebook page. Looking forward to talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.